The SEC is going to stay at 8 games with a 1+7 model for an extra year. They're going to 9. The SEC is going to 9. I've kind of changed my position on this, though. If I'm the SEC and I'm these SEC schools, and I have not been told specifically how much more money ESPN is going to give me to go to 9, I'm not going. I would stay at 8 until I know. Because what they can do now is negotiate. They have leverage. ESPN is already locked into a contract with the SEC for a set amount of money for 8 conference games. Why would the SEC decide to do more work effectively for the same pay? Could you imagine volunteering to your boss? Hey, boss, I'm 8 to 5, right? And I make $50,000 a year. Well, hey, boss, I'm going to do 7 to 10. But no, I don't want any more money. You keep your money. But I'm going to work 7 to 10 instead. Just for you. It's goofy negotiating. It's ridiculous. Imagine being a salesperson and saying that you're going to sell double your quota, but you still want your commission capped. The SEC sits in a perfect negotiating position. Why would they give up their leverage? It makes no sense at all to give up your leverage when ESPN will give them more money when they go to 9 conference games. But that's not signed, sealed, and delivered yet. And so you've got people in our business, these media people that, I read a column yesterday that called the league cowards for not going to 9. I saw Tim Brando, for example, said that the committee is going to remember that the SEC doesn't have 9 conference games when they're deciding who makes the 12 seed. And it's like, do you guys hear yourselves? Number one, 8 games or 9 games, it's still the best and most difficult league in America. I'm sorry, the difference between the SEC and the Big Ten is staggering. And just because the Big Ten has 9 conference games doesn't make their league more difficult when that extra game is in Piscataway, New Jersey. Spare me. Give me a break. So the SEC is still going to get whoever they want in the playoff. They're still going to make the most money. They still have fans that care more than everybody else. They still live in the footprint that produces the most players, and they have negotiating power. And you want them to give all that up? Why? Because the Pac-12 has 9 conference games? Because the Big 12 is not? Because the Big 10? Who made the Big 10 move to 9 conference games? Who made them do that? Nobody. It's not the SEC's fault the Big 10 decided to go to 9 conference games. It's not their fault at all. So you're asking, or you're telling and calling them cowards for giving up their leverage because of your feelings? Bizarre. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. The SEC's in prime position to get more money for their schools. And if you're an Ole Miss fan and you're a Mississippi State fan listening to this, you want Zach Selman and Keith Carter to play hardball now. Because if they do, that means more money's coming. And while it's going to be equal to Alabama and LSU and each other, it'll be more than NC State and Clemson and Florida State and Oklahoma State and these programs that everybody in the Big Ten. You want to further separate, and you want your ADs to advocate for that. Stay at 8 and don't change it at all until you get more money. That is final. That's what they should do.
The SEC only plays 8 games argument always bothers me because there is the Power 5 game requirement. They do play 9 Power 5 games a year. They play somebody from the Pac-12, the Big 10, the Big 12, or the ACC. Everybody does it. Everybody in the conference is playing 9 non-conference games. Looking ahead to like some future schedules, you got some teams like Alabama, they'll be playing 10 a year. Yeah. They've got games scheduled out for it. So, does Mississippi State have a tougher game when they play Arizona, or if they were going to play, as you said, at Rutgers or at Northwestern? Well, what's the tougher game? It's Arizona. Yeah. So, yeah, that's one of the things that people point out or pick on about the SEC, and I never understand that.
And I love the fan reaction. I really do. And fans are irrational. We know that. But all day I've seen, well, if the SEC moves forward with this, then the Big Ten needs to go back to 8 immediately. Again, as if that's the difference. It's hilarious to me that that fans of Iowa, for example, think the only thing separating Iowa and Alabama is the fact that they got to play one more Big Ten game, and not everything I mentioned before. The give a darn in this region of the country is unmeasured or unmatched by any other. It's down to that. There's more players here. There's more care here. And because of that, there's more money here. And you're not going to change that by playing an extra conference game or playing a one fewer conference game. It's just never going to happen that way.
The bottom line is this. The SEC is like the president. It doesn't matter who you are, you hate them. You know, and the people who support them will do it almost blindly. But if you're outside of that, you know, if you're a Democrat and the president is a Republican, if the Republican president and Democrat, you hate him. Oh, what did he do? I hate him.
Yeah.
The SEC is the same way. 8 games? I hate them. 9 games? I hate them. And it doesn't matter. There's no winning. You just got to do what's best for you, whatever makes your conference the most money.
Yeah. And it's going to go, and it's almost like these people don't pay attention to the reporting. I have not seen a single report on this that said that this vote is permanent. Not one. It's one additional year of 8 games. Instead of it going to 9 in 2024, it's going to be 8 in 2024 and 9 in 2025. Ross Dellinger is a premier newsbreaker in college football on one of the biggest brands in sports media. That's his platform. And it's like when he reports stuff, people react to it without reading it. He's telling you, they're going to 9. Guys, relax. They're going to 9, just not right away. They're going to give it a year so they can get more money. And it's like nobody, they react to it, but they don't read it. I'm telling you, the column that called the SEC cowards was so funny to me. It's like, okay, you media person, who I like actually, so I'm not going to call him out by name, but next time your boss asks you to create more content, don't you dare ask for more money. Don't do it. Never ask for a pay raise again, even if you're doing more work or your work is viewed or seen by more people. It's like we want everybody else to act in ways that we don't. Very bizarre. The SEC is going to stay at 8 in 2024. They're going to go to 9 in 2025. It's fine. The reaction, though, bizarre.